So I made a post on Facebook the other day and was criticized for it. What was the post about? It was about a multi-grade institution in somewhere in rural Portland where people, the school is threatened to close. Why? Because it has lost 2 students who are now going off to high school. What is a multi-grade institution? For those who have never heard the term multi-grade before, it is an institution where the teacher has to teach more than one grade level in her class. Like, for example, I went to one in Salters Hill. When I was going to Samchap Teachers College, we went to do observation for a day at a multi-grade. And so one of the teachers has grade 1, 2, 3 in her class. And the other teacher has grade 4, 5, 6 in her class. Because the numbers are so small, it's not enough to teach an entire class by itself. So you might find 3 children from grade 4, you might find 3 children or 4 children from grade 5. You might find 4 or 5 from grade 6. And so it's not enough to separate the classes. And so the teacher would take everybody inside of the class. It's called multi-grade. Those teachers are really, really skilled workers to be able to teach across a grade level. I understand that there are advantages and disadvantages of doing that. Advantages all. Each child get the opportunity to learn above their grade level. Like, for example, a grade 4 child in the 4, 5, 6 classroom get to have an understanding of what is going on in grade 5 and 6 before getting there. So when you get there, you'd have been predisposed to the information, though you were not being taught it directly, but you would have heard your teacher breaking the concept to the grade 4 and grade 5 and 6 students. So when you grade 4 get to grade 5, you would have heard the teacher or seen the teacher working out the equations on the board. So there's an advantage to it, but there's a big disadvantage to it in 2 levels. One, the children are robbed of the opportunity of being sufficiently, adequately taught at their level. Because why do I say that? When the teacher is teaching 4, 5, 6, how many time would that teacher be able to spend teaching 4 when she has to divide her time between 5 and 6? So she would say, okay, go to page 1, 2, 3 for 4, and then to grade 5, okay, go to page this, that, or whatever. How many time will the teacher be able to spend effectively and efficiently to deal with the concepts for each grade level? I personally believe that it put the child at a disadvantage. Instead of being in a classroom where your teacher is able to teach you at the grade level, whether you're grade 5 or 4, or whether you're grade 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter which grade you are, the teacher will be able to teach you for the 6.5 contact hours that you have each day, the concepts of that particular grade. So for the children, I believe it's a disadvantage. Another disadvantage I think there is when other schools are short on teachers. And this teacher here is teaching a multi-grade classroom. What if this teacher goes to another school where she can help out with the shortage of teachers in that particular school? Some persons are saying that the school is far away. Let's go with that argument that the school is far away and it's best for, because usually when we have multi-grade institutions, it is usually in rural communities where the numbers are really low. And a number of things contribute to that factor. It could be migration, people are moving to look jobs, the pull factors of the city cause parents to move closer to the city to get jobs and they did not return. So it's one of the major factors which affect these institutions. Another issue they face is that sometimes parents do not trust the institution anymore. They rather to send them to an institution far away where they believe that more attention is being placed on the educational advancement of the children. So we find a number of reasons. It's not one reason as to why the children would leave an institution to go a far distance away. Because you do have parents who will send their children far away if they believe that the child is being exposed to the content at their grade level in a better way than they would at the school in their community. So there's a number of issues. But I truly believe that there's a disadvantage and an advantage of the multi-grade system. But I think that they should close them. Once the institution reach them to a certain level, where you have 2 children in a class and 3 children at a grade level, I believe you need to close. And this was my argument, which I was criticized for. Here goes. Now that those 2 children leave primary and are going to high school, where is the high school? Since one of the arguments, I was criticized for being insensitive about children who have to travel far away to go to a nearby school if this school is closed. Watch this now. So when the child completed the PEP examination and is now going off to high school, where is the high school? Is there a multi-grade high school in the same community? Or that child now has to go to another community, wherever distance it is, to get to high school? That is why I said, close those multi-grade schools. Allow the children to go, it doesn't matter how far the schools are, find some form of way to go to those schools where the children can benefit by having teachers teach them at their grade level in the most efficient way possible, than to be in a multi-grade classroom all because it is close by. Because when they get to high school, they can't go to that multi-grade institution anymore. They will have to go to another institution. Someone might say, okay, what about the smaller ones? They would benefit from the school being closer. Yes, that is true. And that's the reason why I said there are advantages and disadvantages. And I truly believe that the children going to the schools which are more populated is of an advantage than a disadvantage. Well, people see it from different perspectives, but I just believe, though, that the child is going to go to that institution eventually. So let them go. So when I say that multi-grade institutions with a small amount of children can close down and let them go far to the nearby schools, it is not because I'm insensitive, because I grew up in a community which has, even today, still has a multi-grade institution. But I am saying that I don't believe that that's the best option for children, particularly now in our modern society where certain resources are needed, and some of those multi-grade institutions do not even have some of those resources. All right? So this is from that premise why I believe that multi-grade institutions with a small amount of children can close down.